Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody is having a great day so far. Mine has been going not so bad. If you are new here, welcome, and I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of your guys' support. Today we are doing a good old WIP and chat. WIP, which just stands for WIP, or not WIP, sorry. Hello, brain fart. Also very much need coffee. WIP just stands for work in progress, and that's just whatever project you're working on, whether it's a diamond painting, another craft. I'm sorry, apparently my computer has a notification going on. Yeah, so it's just whatever project you want to work on, you pull it out and you work alongside with me while I chat. So get settled in, make sure you have your coffee, your water, whatever it is that that you like to drink at this time, whether you're morning, night. Right now I am in my morning. It's almost 11 a.m. My son is at school because it's Thursday, so I'm filming this the day before. When I put these out, though, it will be Friday. I'm working on my DP Hearts and Diamonds canvas, which I'm fairly zoomed in, but it's a smaller canvas, but it's got Stitch and his lady and Toothless, and his lady. Two completely different shows, but Stitch and Toothless are two of my favorite characters, naturally, and anyways, they're on a double date enjoying some specialized little Sunday treats with their special ladies. But I'm working on this for the Crafty Witches UK event, DP Hearts and Diamonds. Blech. I'm apparently having issues talking. I, of course, have my morning coffee with me. Other than that, I will be working with my DP Gal Creations tray. I'm going to be working with my brand new pen that I got from MG Factory Art. The other pen that I got from MG Factory Art. I'm just giving these a good nice little break-in. Normally I like to work with a 5 and 7 multi-placer, but I didn't have the 5 and 7, so I went with a 4 and 6 multi-placer instead. I have a single placer and then a straightener that I like to work with as well. And then of course I put putty in from Randa's Crafty Corner. And I figured because this one was kind of I'm doing it for was working on it for February, Valentine's Day kind of theme, that I would use the Randa's Crafty Corner putty that I have, which is Strawberry Shortcake. So I thought that would be kind of a fun one to work with. But anyways, I'm going to dive in, get y'all caught up on the last 2 weeks that I've had going on. Just let me pull up my first color here. Okay, there we go. Catch up on my last 2 weeks, how that's gone. All that good stuff, because that's kind of how I work it. Being a stay-at-home mom, schedules are busy. I like to do WIP and chats, but I want to make sure that, I'm not just rambling on about random topics, and that I actually kind of, maybe have some updates and stuff. Or at least some fun things that I can kind of add in and update everybody on, and so that it's just not, well, son went to school, hubby went to work, I stayed at home. That's pretty much what it feels like some days. I work, of course, on videos and diamond painting during the week when my son's at school. When he's not at school, I really miss that time. It's kind of funny because I had a bunch of days where my hubby was sick, son was home. Of course I had to look after our son because our hubby wasn't feeling good, and then I wasn't able to diamond paint as much as I normally do, and I really found that hard. Like, I think I went almost a full week without diamond painting. And I definitely missed it. But yeah, I'm just sorry. There's some little extra trash on my drills here. That's why I haven't started placing yet. But I think last time I caught you up, I was getting ready to go out to St. Albert, which is a small town just outside of where I live. And I was seeing my friend's cousin play. She kind of does like that folk music style, and then there was another guy who was also playing. So we had that night, and when we showed up at the little pub, I forgot just how eclectic all the decorations were. Like, I know I mentioned it, but to be back after, I think it had been probably 2 years since I've been there. And it's run by a very lovely older lady. And she's got a whole team of ladies that work when they have their shows. And they're all very nice, lots of fun. They interact with the customers as well, which is always great. And they're super friendly there. But this place is so eclectic that they've got tables. All the tables are different. The one we sat at was kind of like a stained glass style top, and then it had the those kind of like domed gems throughout. Not so great for trying to set your drink on without spilling it or kind of having it offset, so we had to kind of find some of the flatter spots. But as for the overall look of the table, it was quite gorgeous. All the chairs, the seats are like a leather or a fabric that's been painted. My friend was sitting on Elvis. And what was I sitting? I wasn't on a person, I was on a oh, what was I sitting? I can't even remember now. I just know I wasn't sitting on a person, but I got a good chuckle because she was sitting on Elvis. And so all the chairs have like the seats painted. The ceiling is one of those kind of drop down tiles, and they had all their ceiling panels are painted as well with some sort of design. They have a bunch of artwork that they hang throughout the entire place, and those are for sale as well. They have a piano that sits out, and when you're younger, some people might refer to it as, it looked like it had a bunch of special drills on it, because I'm a diamond painter. But if you're not, another way to relate it was the piano's basically bedazzled. It's all covered in different kind of rhinestones and crystals, and it's quite fun, and it's got some paints on it, so you can just kind of tell that it's a very eclectic place. And a lot of people that go there too definitely kind of have that folksy, or they have a very eclectic style themselves. So it's a really fun place to be anyways, and everybody there is super friendly. So her cousin played, and we sat with a friend of her cousin's, and then my friend had another cousin who showed up with his wife, and so we sat with them. And that was fun. We got, we were chatting a little bit, watching the show, enjoying our drinks, that sort of thing. And my friend was able to catch up with her cousins, of course, and then I just chit-chat about whatever. So that was a lot of fun, and her cousin ended up playing this song, which is, for anybody who knows Britney Spears, it was one of her songs anyways, so she took the tune of that, but she changed it up to say that now Britney Spears is older, and so basically is starting to deal with some older lady issues, but still young enough to be interested in some of those younger things kind of as well. And so it was quite humorous because it was about basically about her getting older. And sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking of words. I had this issue yesterday too where words were just out of my head, gone. Even my mom was like, okay, you're thinking too much, you're doing too much, you need a break. Obviously I do, because it's traveled over to today. But essentially, I'm sorry, this is already all over the place. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just apologize for being all over the place. Anyways, back to the Britney Spears song. It talked about how she threw out her back and for her partner to go slow in the bedroom, and that she might have peed herself a little, and it was like hilarious. And what else? Her knees were going, and her hip was sore, and anyways, it was quite funny. So that song got a huge applause and a bunch of laughs when she played it. And then the other guy who followed up, like I said, plays a lot of very upbeat, dancey kind of folk songs, so he had the whole crowd up and dancing. So that was a lot of fun. I got up and I did a couple of dances as well, and then we ended up staying over at her cousin's afterwards instead of driving home because we had a couple of drinks. And her cousin has 3 dogs, 1 very old senior pug and 2 French bulldogs. And one of her French bulldogs is only a year old, so very puppy-ish. Was super excited, I guess, to have us there. New people in the house kind of thing. And so he was all over the place. Up in our faces, licking us, saying hello, all of that. She went to bed, and then of course we slept down in the living room on the couches there. And my morning wake-up call was being pounced on by this 1-year-old French bulldog and slurped right in the face pretty much, and all up in my grill saying good morning. So that was fun. Not the way I'm used to waking up. Usually it's a stuffy shoved in my face because of my son, but well, I guess pretty similar if you look at it. So that was my weekend pretty much, was that, and then I came home, and my little guy had already came back from his nanny and papa's, of course, the night that I had went out to that show. But his great aunt, my auntie, came over and did her usual kind of hang out with him and play with him and spend some time. And so he had that going on. So then I got a little bit of diamond painting in then. That kind of morning after I got back and she showed up kind of thing. So that was good. We had kind of the rest of our weekend there, which was our standard normal weekend. And then I have no idea what happened to that Monday, but it kind of just came and went. I was trying to recall if I had done anything necessarily that I could remember that would have made the day fly by. Like usually when you're running around doing lots of stuff, you can kind of say, oh yeah, well I did a bunch of errands or blah blah blah, and my day went poof. But no, my day just went poof. It was gone. Came and went. And then Tuesday, I of course was busy getting some errands done that were overdue, like getting my son registered for next school year. He's in kindergarten right now, going into grade 1. And so he's in kindergarten in a special needs school. and he's got the funding there, and he gets his speech and his OT and his PT and all of that while he's there, as well as the normal kind of kindergarten circle time and playtime kind of stuff that they do to help develop those skills of just sitting for prolonged periods, interacting with the other students, little things like that. So right now that's where he's at, but for grade 1 we technically transfer out of that into our designated school for the area I live in. So that's where I had to register him at. And then from there, we kind of say that he'll need, speech available for him. He'll need somebody who can feed him via the G-tube X amount of times while he's there during his school day. Just little things like that, like what supports he's going to need while he's there. And then from there, I guess they determine if that's something the designated school has readily available. If not, then they are responsible for helping us find proper placement by basically essentially transferring over that registration to somewhere that has the proper supports that our son will need and has room available. That's kind of the next closest school to our area. So we're not 100% sure yet where he'll be going to grade 1, if he will remain at that school, but they have an open house coming up at the beginning of March that we are going to go to and just kind of attend, check out the school, check out talk to them more about their programs and what's available for our son through them. They'll of course look at the application and all of that good stuff as well and kind of get back to us on what their thoughts are. So all of that now is in the works. That was something that was long overdue. Registration had opened up a couple of weeks prior and I kept going, oh, I gotta do that, oh, I gotta do that. But then things got busier. I don't know what happened, but it took me a little bit to get around to that. So that was my Tuesday, just getting little things like that done that were long overdue. And then Wednesday, my son was home from school. They had what they call an IPP plan, which is just individual personalized plan. So that will be his supports and learning and kind of the skills that they want him to develop during a 3-month block. They do it for the full year, so I mean, you do the goals for the full year, but you reassess every 3 months to see if they're reasonable, if where he is progress-wise, and that kind of thing. So it's essentially sort of like a little report card kind of idea, but they do that over Zoom. So I had a Zoom meeting with his teacher, the social worker, his speech, all of them. They all attend, so they go over where he's at and all of that, and then I kind of say, well, at home I noticed this, blah blah blah, and kind of fill them in on what they don't see, and then we kind of see where he's at, reassess, say, are we still on track? Are these goals still feasible? Because they're goals also that we want him to reach. So we don't want to make them where he'll end up frustrated and not interested. But they're also meant to mark his progress, obviously, and where he needs to be in life that's appropriate for his age and all of that. And as you know, he's, if you've ever watched my 2 Rescues and Special Little Man, you'll know more of his background story and kind of why he is where he is. But so that's basically, that happened on Wednesday. So he was home with me all day Wednesday. And he was very good during the meeting. He recognized his teacher's voice right away, so he was up in my lap wanting to say hi and watch the video for a bit. And then once he kind of realized, oh, okay, you know, this isn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be, Mom just blabbing and talking. Then he kind of got down out of my lap and was just kind of being really good about playing with his toys in and around the living room area, which is where I was doing the Zoom call. I was out there on my laptop doing that so that he had access to his toys. Otherwise he would be in the craft room getting into all the things and getting himself into trouble. So at least out there he has his toys, he's got, you know, the dogs, he's got lots of things he can do to keep busy and still kind of let me do the Zoom meeting without too many issues. So all of that went really well. He's doing pretty good, making some good progress and stuff. I was able to kind of talk with the social worker and say, yeah, we had put through his registration already. This is where we registered, and so they just support that by contacting the person who goes over the applications at that school and ensuring that they have any supporting documents on where our son's at and kind of what else, which is the special needs school that he's going to, what they basically worked with him on and where he's at. So they have a better idea of support-wise what he might need going into grade 1. So they just send all that supporting documentation, so she was quite happy to hear that we had already registered, because that would allow her to get that done and kind of out of the way. And she's also there to help facilitate supports for our son and what will be best for him, just so that, you know, he can succeed and going forward into the next stage of school. So that was good. That was all of Wednesday, and then of course once all that was done, I just kind of used the day to do laundry. My son was into all the things that day anyways. He kept going into the kitchen, going after dishes in the cupboards, and basically whatever he could reach, he was all over. And dragging it all over the house and into his room. And at one point, I look up and he had somehow gotten into the pantry, and there he is going with the peanut butter jar off into his room. And I'm like, no, because you're going to try to open that, and then there's going to be peanut butter everywhere. So I managed to divert that. Thank goodness, because I can only imagine what a mess that would have been. But this was the idea that he figured was a good idea after the Zoom call. And this is also one of the many reasons that I'm very happy when he goes to school, because he is busy, and if he doesn't get enough attention or he starts getting bored with the stuff he's doing around the house, he's looking for trouble, and he's getting into all the things right now. All the things, like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if he can reach it, if he can get at it, he's at it. And so it becomes quite the dance, and he becomes quite the handful. Because not only do you have to kind of divert and distract, you have to make sure he's staying out of trouble, not getting into anything, not making a mess. So, like I said, that kept me busy on Wednesday for sure, and then he went back on Thursday. which I was so happy because by that point I was ready for him to go back for his day. He's only Monday through Thursday at school, so he's always home on a Friday. So Wednesday was just kind of that extra day, but he went on Thursday, and then I was able to just kind of, you know, get back into my own usual routine when he's out of the house and getting stuff done and doing my diamond painting, working on my videos, working on my editing, all that good stuff. And then we went through our normal weekend. He did his overnight with his nanny. He had his great aunt, of course, that comes on the Sundays to spend some time with him, and that just gives us, because he is so busy and he is so active and he's always getting into things, that just really allows us time to get other things done or unwind and relax. So our weekend went by like they normally do. Nothing special there. So then that brings us around to I think it was by Sunday, my hubby then was going, I think my strep throat's coming back, and I'm going, no. Like, you just had an entire week off work. This was your, after only going to work for one day. And now you're telling me it's coming back after you've only been back at work again for a week? No. Well, sure enough, Monday, he stays home sick, gets himself into a Medi-Center for them to confirm that, yep, his strep is still there and it's trying to make a comeback. So they put him on round 2 of antibiotics, a different one. And all I can think at this point is I am not going to handle another week of him being homesick and me trying to, like, get our son off to school and not getting anything done. And I'm ready to go crazy at this point, just because, like, I'm needing a break at this point. And I'm just not getting any sort of a real legit break that's recharging my batteries. Oh, and if you can hear that tic-tac, I have my big girl coming in to say hello. Hey, sweetie. And that's my German Shepherd Husky cross, who's wondering what's going on in here. Mommy's doing a video. Oh, yeah. Anyways, so I'm about ready to go stir crazy here. I'm just thinking I cannot handle another week of this. Thankfully, it was really just the one day that he needed to kind of stay home, and he had him. He still has it, and he's on the antibiotics and whatnot, but he felt good enough to go back to work. So he went back to work on the Tuesday, which thankfully that was good, because we also, like, he was off for a longer extended period of time over the holidays than we had expected. So right now, yeah, we kind of need the income, just to kind of make sure, you know, bills get paid and all that good stuff, and food gets out on the table. Too long of a break and we end up dipping into his RRSPs and little things like that, which we don't like to do. I mean, we've had to do in the past, but we don't like to do that. So that was a good thing. So he's been back all this week, working. He's feeling more like himself again. So hopefully, he still has the strep throat and all of that, and the doctor confirmed that from the swab they did. But it's not bugging him as much as it was, and he's doing what he can. He's got an appointment coming up tomorrow just to go kind of his regular doctor because it hasn't gone away yet. So I don't know what they're going to end up saying there, or if they'll end up doing anything kind of extra for him at this point or not. I mean, unfortunately, he's immune compromised to begin with, so for him to kind of get over stuff sometimes can be a little bit longer and a little bit more difficult, and he, of course, catches things easier. But he's got that on Friday, so we'll see what happens there. Hopefully nothing too crazy. So the rest of the week has been fairly normal. Otherwise, son's been at school all this week, which has been great. With the exception of yesterday morning. We had 2 back-to-back appointments that I had to take my son to before school. So that was our morning, so he missed his entire morning of school pretty much. We went and we saw his pediatrician, and that was just kind of a regular update, and he had back in, I want to say January, he had been on 2 courses of antibiotics for an ear infection. So we had a follow-up too, of course, because she wanted to see made sure that cleared up and all that good stuff. So everything was good there for the most part. However, when he was sick back in December as well, and he wasn't keeping all his food down, and we had him on Pedialyte for, I think it was a good 5-6 days, just because he was not keeping any of his feeds down. He ended up losing some weight. That weight, unfortunately, hasn't come back like it should, so she just wanted us to touch base with home nutrition because he had lost a pound, just a little over a pound, and then whatever he should be on top of that pound for normal growth. So probably a couple of pounds anyways that he needs to gain. But mind you, because of that illness, he hasn't. So it looks like we'll be, we're just waiting to hear back from home nutrition on how much and all of that. But it looks like he'll likely have an increase in calories, or a larger feed coming up. Like a larger amount to be fed. Just to kind of get some of that weight back on him. He's so active anyways that he probably needs the extra calories by now. So that was that appointment, and then we went over to our home nutrition appointment, which was right after, and kind of across the street there at our university hospital. That's where the Stollery Kids Hospital is, and he gets the home nutrition program is through them at their outpatient clinic. So we went over to the hospital there, got our appointment with the nurse and home nutrition there, updated them on what the pediatrician said on his weight. That's getting forward to the dietitian, so we're just waiting to hear back from the dietitian on how many calories would be best to increase his feed by, and what that would equate to in his current feed schedule. Sorry, just pausing for a number. What that would equate to in his current feed schedule. And then we'll, of course, start that back up. Today is Thursday. My son's at school right now, and my hubby's at work. It's both of their last days for the week, so tonight's kind of like our Friday night. My son will still go to bed as usual time, but My husband usually streams to his channel, little things like that if he has the energy. So I'm not sure what's on the agenda just yet for tonight, but I usually dive in pain if my husband streams, that kind of thing. So yeah, now we're kind of moving into our weekend here, and right now, as far as I know, the only thing planned is our son has his usual overnight visit with his Nanny and Papa, which are my parents. They take him Friday and they take him overnight, and so he gets to terrorize their dog in their house and keep them running off their toes, getting into all the things there. Which is nice because it gives us a little bit of a break, and then sometimes me and the hubby too, depending on the mood we're in and what's going on, and if we can swing it, sometimes we will do a little bit of a date night, whether that's something simple in the house like watching a movie or a show together, or we'll just use that as our own kind of personal downtime to recharge. It just really depends on a bunch of little factors, what we feel like we need, what we feel like doing, what the wallet says, you know, little things like that. And then of course on Sunday he'll have his visit with his great aunt, my aunt. They usually do some crafty things and some painting, and she plays with him, and he drags her all over the upper floor of the house and gets in, just has fun. Like, he just has somebody that can, you know, give him undivided one-on-one attention, which he loves, and he has fun. So that'll be, as far as I know, kind of our usual downtime, our usual weekend. I don't think there's anything significant planned. I could be wrong. Things, of course, do change last minute. Other than that, yeah, there's not really much else that I can add to all of that. That's kind of been my last 2 weeks, just appointments, running around, getting stuff done, going insane. Not that that's hard to do, not that I have much sanity left sometimes, but yeah, that's that's about it. That's been my last 2 weeks. Just a lot of mum duties, a lot of Eric getting stuff done. I've started to work on, I finished up my black and white canvas course, and I put out that poster review. If you haven't seen it yet, that's out. I also have the short pan over of the entire thing, and once again, if you're don't follow my Instagram, I do have my Instagram linked down below in the description with all the social media information there and all that good stuff. So if you want to check out over there, I show just a picture of the completed canvas as well, if you're interested in that. I'll also kind of do, that's work in progress photos as well, because I only did 2 small WIP and chats with that, so there's a couple more photos just kind of detailing the progress of that canvas. So there's that. And since I finished up that, and based off events that I'm looking at for next month, I didn't want to start necessarily a big canvas when I didn't know which canvas I was working on for the event. I hadn't narrowed down yet. I just knew that I wanted to participate, and I had a couple in mind, so it was a matter of choosing which one kind of called to me, which one I felt would be a good option, that sort of thing. So I finally narrowed that down, but since I hadn't, I started the back in December I had unboxed those Make Market canvases from Michaels, and so I started working on the cardinal one from that. So I also have that one on the go as well as this one currently. And then of course I'm waiting for the March events to start up, so I'll probably do a kit that, the kit that I chose, or the canvas that I chose to work on for that, I'll probably kit that up this weekend so that it's ready to go when March rolls around. And of course by then I'll be done this canvas. I'm not sure where I'll be at with the canary one. It so far is going, I've got about almost a row completed, but most of that has been color blocking, so it's moved fairly quickly. So yeah, we'll see where we're at with that one, but that might kind of become my, that one might have to kind of get put off to the side for a bit, so we'll see. But those currently are the two canvases that I'm working on. I'm waiting for some stuff that I ordered a while ago now to come in from FG Normal. They're a low budget, friendly diamond painting company. I ordered some event canvases for the year that haven't come in yet, and some special drill projects that I'm waiting on coming in that I would like to start sharing on the channel. I only have so many more diamond art clubs to unbox. I'm still gonna shuffle those out as I can. And then of course, going forward, any other new purchases I'll make will of course become unboxings, but I'll likely start getting into some of my low budget friendly stash a bit more and start showing some of those, just to share some other canvases, some other companies with you. I will of course let you know, because not everybody wants to support those kind of companies. Some people prefer to support just licensed art, whether that's from a company that sells strictly licensed art 100% of the time, or even some companies will sell a little bit of licensed art and other art as well. But so I of course will naturally let you know what's what, whether it's licensed art or questionable. Questionable or unsure, not really stated whether it's licensed art or not sometimes too. Doesn't mean that it isn't open stock or Creative Commons type licensing that it falls under. So that'll kind of just, that'll leave it up to you, the viewer, to kind of decide if that's something for you or not. Everybody has different budgets and different beliefs on what they're okay with. So all I can do as a creator really is just kind of let you know what's what and leave the decision up to you guys. I'm hoping everybody will remain polite about it, because like I said, everybody does have different budgets, and there are times that my budget fluctuates on what I can afford. And that'll probably impact what I'm able to show you as well. So it's something I've kind of hummed and hawed about and thought about a little bit more. I mean, I don't want to swing one way or the other necessarily. I just want everybody to remain polite about it. So that's some stuff that I'll probably be bringing towards the channel, that you'll start seeing some of that. I've been starting to work on some of the tutorial style tips and tricks videos that I would like to get out. I've started working on some of those. I haven't had a chance to do any editing or making sure that I'm happy with the end result of those. But I am starting to get to filming those ideas. So I'm excited and looking forward to some of those coming out. And I'm a little bit ahead of filming, so I'm actually, other than like these WIP and chats that come out the day after I film them, I'm starting to kind of get like a little bit of a queue going for my channel now, which is nice. That makes things a little bit easier on my super busy days. And of course everything's still flexible to switch around as needed. Little things like that. But I think that's about all the kind of updates that I have for these 2 weeks. Probably not super exciting or a lot for some people, but that's kind of what I'm thinking and where things are at, and just kind of some news that I wanted to get out there. Stuff that I'm excited and looking forward to. All that good stuff. So I think this will be a good place to end. I haven't finished this color. I did start getting quite a bit of her face in the background, part of her body here happening. I can't remember her name, or her name. Well, that's okay. That just tells you how much these two are my favorites. And I know that was completely random, but I think I'm just going to leave my WIP and chat at this before I start rambling on about random stuff that you probably really don't care about. Anyways, oh, and I'm dipping my fingers in the drills for some reason. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna head out before I start making a mess of my own here. Thank you for joining. If you haven't already, like this video. Oh my god, see, drills all over the place, my goodness. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below, do all that wonderful YouTube-y stuff that lets me know you support this channel, that you like the content I'm putting out there, and you know, that tells YouTube to do all their algorithm-y stuff that it likes. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great one. Bye.